More function today. One more. The input function is one way, or probably the simplest way, to get input from a user of your program. So if I want somebody to enter their name, then I would use the input function. The input function has one required, or it's optional. I feel like it should be required though, for usability's sake. It has a parameter, one parameter that's called prompt. Okay, so the prompt is the question you want to ask the user. It's not their answer. Their answer is what's returned. So this is a return something. Their answer gets returned. So I would say, what is your name? They answer Bill, and it's Bill that gets put into the variable or whatever. Let's look at this in actuality. So if str name equals input and parentheses, okay, and then I'm going to print, I'm going to do it like this. Okay, it's going to print two things. It's going to print this, your name is, and then it's going to print str name, which is whatever I type. So when I run this code, now notice the prompt, what is your name, is what it says right here. I'm going to, if I click here after it, and I type a name, and I hit enter, then it goes to the next line. So it pauses here until I do something. And then when I type something, it gets put into str name and then printed here as the second object in that print function. Just like that. Notice, there's no space after here, but it puts one here. The reason for that is the print function automatically puts a space in between objects that it prints on the same line. Just so you know. So you don't have to put that space in there. Now, here's an interesting thing. Print type str name. Okay, so what's line 3 gonna give us? What's it gonna do? Line 3 on the code. It's gonna print what? What's it gonna print? Look at what's inside the print statement. It's gonna print the type of the variable that I just entered. So whatever I type here, like William, it's going to be given to the type function, which will return what type it is, which then gets printed. Okay, so let's run this code. And if I type Bill and I hit enter, okay, so it prints that it prints it out, your name is, and then it prints the type is a string. I want to show you something interesting though. What's it going to print now? What do you predict? Line 3. What's line 3 going to print? A bool? That's what you'd think, right? But it prints that it's a string. That's weird. Watch this. It gets weirder. What's it going to print? I'll give you a hint. It's a trick question. I just typed in an integer, right? But it's not an integer. It's the string literal 366. Why? Because no matter what you type after input, it is a string. Whatever you type is a string, even if it doesn't look like a string. I'm going to say this to you because the assignment for Module 2 is a calculator assignment where you ask the user to enter numbers and then you do something with them. You do some math with those numbers. The problem with that is you can't do math with a string literal. So you have to convert it to a number so you can do something with it. We'll do that on Tuesday at the next class. But I just want to put that in your brain. Input always returns a string 100% of the time, no matter what the user types. And that'll get you if you're not paying attention to it.